Hello there, friends and RC family. My name is Alec from High Noon Hobbies, and if you are new to this channel, I very much appreciate you checking it out. I don't know how you got here, but I hope you'll stick around, watch at least this video, see if this content seems worth your while, and consider subscribing so then I can say to you, if you aren't new here, welcome back to yet another Friday upload. And on this Friday, we are continuing our coverage of the North vs. South Utah RC Crawling Championship 2023 with our coverage of the top 5 for Class 3. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Class 3 rigs, you're taking a look at one right now. This rig right here is West Desert Wheeler, or Logan, from the West Desert Wheeler channel's Class 3 Chupa rig. So Class 3 rigs, to give you a brief rundown, are allowed to have both front and rear steer. They can have dig units as well, meaning that they can lock up the rear or the front, technically, if you set your dig unit up that way, but typically your rear axle, which would give you the ability to do a burn around and complete very, very tight turns. Besides that, the body requirements that are typically present in Sorka competitions are just generally not present in the North vs. South competition as a whole, and so you will see lots of different body styles for Class 3 rigs out here. You'll see anything from what you're seeing now. This is actually a great representation of kind of a mix-up. This is a flat rail G-Speed build, but with a Capra body on top of it. Kind of cool. You'll see rigs like West Desert Wheeler's rig, the full tube chassis rigs, similar to what we watched just a few weeks ago, Zach C, representing Rock Pirates, and RC Speedy, what he was running, but just kind of a variety of different rigs you'll see in this Class 3. But kind of the biggest things to keep in mind are that they are able to use four-wheel steer, which is a huge advantage, obviously, just for technical aspects of crawling, but as well for tight, difficult corners, side hilling, all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think about when you're thinking about four-wheel steering. And then that dig unit. And that dig unit is quite a helpful tool, although not all competitors run it, because a lot of the most competitive transmissions out there, the ones that are really low center of gravity, are actually running dig. So if you're running one of those transmissions, like a hamburger transmission or something like that, you're probably not going to have dig enabled, which may leave you at a disadvantage, and you just have to hope that that low center of gravity levels things out. Right now, we're taking a look at our first competitor. We're going to go chronologically, and this is going to work exactly how it did for the top 5 for Class 2 over the last 2 videos, although we may do 3 or 4 videos for the top 5 of Class 3. YouTube is just telling me that my videos are a little bit long, not YouTube specifically, not like YouTube gods are talking to me directly, whispering in my ear sweet, sweet words of wisdom, but more like I'm taking a look at analytics, and I just see that my watch retention is not what it should be for these longer videos. So unfortunately, as much as I know some of you do enjoy them, and I enjoy the longer videos as well, we're going to try out the shorter videos and see how they do in comparison. So if you have any thoughts on video length and what you prefer, please leave them in the comments section down below so that I can take those into consideration for future videos. But that being said, this is going to work the same as the Class 2 top 5, where we will go chronologically in line with all of our competitors so that we don't have any additional information that the competitors don't. And then at the end of each competitor's run, we will take a look at their score for that top 5 run. At the end of the top 5 overall, we will take a look at their scores combined with their 2 other run scores from the day, and that will determine their place in the top 5 at the very end of everything. So to finally be able to introduce you to this competitor here, this is Tyson from down south, a very, very competent driver and already laying down a fantastic line. Only 3 minutes into this run, and he is blazing through it. He just made it through one of the more difficult, challenging sections there, that 4 crossover, now headed into 5. Now, one thing that you'll notice on this run that isn't often present on many of my other competition videos. You'll notice on this section, or on this kind of grouping of top 5 runs, that these competitors, and that was a tough descent right there. Very well done, very well done, Tyson, on that front. Bouncing just perfectly, getting just the perfect amount of luck in combination with the perfect amount of wheel speed there, brought him just up and around that gate number 5, which was, I thought, a fantastic outcome for that, and really the best setup that I think he could have had. But what I was going to say is that you'll notice these competitors, and and this is obviously you have nothing to reference it against because this is the first one that we are watching, but these competitors are going to take some different lines from one another, and that's something that when you are seeing the first few competitors go on a course, you're going to see a lot of different ways. Potentially, you may see the same ones over and over again, but you could potentially see a lot of different ways to run the same course, and that's competitors who think they see something and they're going to try that out because it hasn't been determined that one way or the other is necessarily the best line. But everything up until this point hasn't been particularly difficult. That bonus and then the crossover 4 before heading into 5 was not easy, but now this is really where things get quite spicy. This gate number 7 here is, well, it's no easy task going up, and it's even more difficult going down. Tyson, unfortunately, ending up super crossed up in that gate, and really was dealing with rear axle towards one set of gate, or one cone, and front axle towards another cone, and so he was kind of stopped up there, not a whole lot he could do, and seeing how much time he has left, we are going to be running, I believe we're running 7-minute time limits on these runs, but seeing how much time he had left, he decided he wanted to abandon that, not spend too much time trying to get through that gate 7. He knows that he's in good standing already. He hit that first bonus. He hasn't taken any reverses or anything else, so it's looking pretty good for him, and he was willing to take that gate. Unfortunately, now coming through this next gate here, having to take an upright. Certainly not something he saw coming, but just one of those things when you're using wheel speed to try to get through a gate like he just did there with gate number 8. It's something that's going to happen, or there's always the potential for it. So something to keep in mind when you're using wheel speed to try to keep momentum up on a side hill. The flipping over onto your lid is certainly something that could happen. And Tyson knew that that risk was there, but he took it anyways, and still in good standing though. A +5 towards the end of this course is really going to shine through, I think, as one of the better scores that we'll see. But we will have to just see that for ourselves here. This gate number 9 is a doozy, and it's really not the gate itself that's a doozy, but I don't know if you guys noticed as he was heading up the wall, there actually is a boundary at the bottom of the wall here, something that you can see now, but that's what he was trying to avoid. That's why he was taking that kind of odd angle out of gate number 9 there, which is unfortunate that he had to do that, but you know, that's why the course setting gods set it up that way. It is what it is. But now we're down to just 30 seconds left, and getting a little hung up on the skid plate there. Kind of surprising there, but first driver on course, definitely finding the hang-ups, but luckily he's got the G-shot, so not too much of a problem there. And now we are headed into gate number 10. Unfortunately, only 10 seconds left. Let's see if the competitor can make it through. And it looks like he's probably going to stop right there. So that's a +10 and then plus a 15 for the DNF, meaning that it's a +25 total. An unfortunate way to end that runoff, but overall, even with that accounted for, still a fantastic run. Really, really well done, Tyson. Coming out on a course as difficult as this, with this much pressure coming into the top 5, with a +25 is a fantastic outcome, I think. Unfortunately, that DNF at gate 10, we'll see how the other competitors do when it comes to time. Tyson really setting the bar for us. Now we'll see where it goes from here. There were definitely some lines there that were unintended. We'll see if those same competitors that are coming up after Tyson here decide to run those same lines, or if they decide to think outside of the box and come up with their own lines. That's going to be a little bit interesting as well. But I hope that you guys all enjoyed this video. If you're like me, I hope that you learned a thing or two from watching this incredible driver on course. If not, I hope that the video was at least entertaining for you. If it was, go ahead and give it a like. I do appreciate you making it to the end of the video, and you know, I value your opinion. Now that you've seen the whole thing, I want to know if you did in fact like it. So go ahead and give it a like, and let me know if you have any comments for how to make videos like this better, or if you have a video idea of your own, leave it in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear that. Or if you just have thoughts, any sort of thoughts that you want to share with us, leave them in the comments section down below. And last but not least, if you want to see more content like this every single week, don't forget to subscribe to the High Noon Hobby YouTube channel. Yeah, you'll see more videos like this every single Friday. Speaking of which, we will see you next Friday for our continued coverage of the North vs. South Utah RC Crawling Championship 2023 Class 3 Top 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy some hard lines, maybe some scale trailing, and until next time, we'll see you on the rocks. Cheers.